yourself to do some finding movement through meditation. This is a weekly series happening every Tuesday from 9:30 to 10, and I'm happy to share virtual space with you. So until we see each other in live person. Okay, so you just want to find a comfortable kind of neutral stance with the feet slightly more narrow than hip width distance apart. Hand on the belly, hand on the heart. And we'll start as we normally start, which is with a focused breath. Eyes focused in the space, acknowledging the presence. Maybe find a little bit of wiggle in your body before we breathe. Inhale for 6. Exhale for 6. Inhale for 6. Exhale for 6. Inhale for 6. Exhale for 6. Hi, Marie. Inhale for 6. Loose bellies. Exhale for 6. One more together. Inhale for 6. Imagine kind of the air is traveling up the chakras. And let's keep our chakras lit as we exhale. So we have this sense of space and floating. Let's bring our arms in together as we inhale, and now we'll find this time to find our own breath and own rhythm. Hands to the heart, exhale. Because your goal during this time is to continue your breath as I guide you through the movement. One more together with a bend. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. Now we're going to do like a breath yawning inhale. So as we're inhaling, we're kind of stretching out our mouths, our shoulders, our ribs, taking a big yawn. And as we exhale, we're going to release all those tension spots in our jaws, underneath our eyes, in the shoulders. Go ahead and do another one. And inhale, kind of with a little bit of tension, waking up, stretching our bodies. Open the jaw and exhale, releasing all of that tension. Excellent. Let's take the feet slightly wider at hip width distance apart. We're just going to kind of do a little jam for our day, a little dance jam, a little wiggle to kind of get the fluid in our body moving. And our arms don't have to stay in one place. Actually, it's probably better that they move and allow our shoulders to move and our heads and necks to move. And you're still breathing. Inhales, long inhales. Notice any kinks that you're feeling in your body as you're transitioning the weight from one foot to the other, but really creating this liquidy movement in our body, in our spines. I tend to feel a little bit of kinks in my back and my lower back. So as I do that, I make sure I put a little bit of love and care in that lower back. I'm thinking about it as I move through it. Let's make sure we're still breathing. Inhale. Exhale, just a gentle kind of flow for your body to get some movement in it. Let's start to roll down though as we do this jiggle. Hello, hello. Hello, Enjoy. Hi, Sam. So we're just going to roll down as we find this groove. If we feel any tension, that's okay. Just make sure we're engaging your abs to kind of hold our spine and lower backs together. Just just a gentle walking as we kind of gently get into our first forward fold. Now if you can, let's stay here. The knees are bent a little and we're doing a little bit of a jiggle or a swing. Jiggle's my favorite word today apparently. We're doing a little bit of swing to kind of engage our hamstrings, create some stability as our upper body moves from side to side. Remember the important thing here is to continue your breaths deep. Awesome. And as we kind of slow down our swing a bit, wherever you are in your range of motion, you can put your hands and release the neck. Hands on shin, release the neck, or maybe hands on thighs. But the point is that use this tension here in the hands and the quads to really release that jaw. The lower you go, the more kind of stretch you'll feel in your neck, that morning neck stretch, you know, when you're like, oof, everything hurts. That. And if you need to, just take some guesses here. Feel how that kind of reverberates in the rest of your spine and back. So you know. And let's walk our hands down to our first actual forward fold. Again, if you have this range of motion, awesome. If you don't, it could be here, but the goal is to get the chest and the belly close to the legs. And take whatever you need right here, bending your knee, bending one knee, feeling that hamstring. Definitely though, relax the neck. The neck should be relaxed. We're still breathing. We have no tension in the places that don't need tension. And all together, let's just take 4 bends, 4 pliés. Inhale. Exhale, straighten. Making sure the neck is released. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. Let's take a half look upwards or halfway arch. Awesome. Now let's be here for a moment and let's really see how much we can lengthen the back, the lower back, the spine. There is tension in my fingertips to help kind of arch me away from this position, and we'll breathe here deeply. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. It's almost like inhaling for a cat-cow. Exhale, come down, and we'll slowly bend the knees and roll up. One vertebrae at a time, keeping the neck released, keeping the jaw released. Excellent. Let's take a few circles with our shoulders. I hope we're feeling good. I'm feeling warm already from that. Hi, Shike. Shoulders rolling. Carving out the space. And we'll reverse the shoulders. And we can take this time to walk around the space that we're in. Acknowledge the details. Maybe notice something new today that you didn't notice last time. And we're always doing everything with intention, right? So as we're walking, we're really thinking of those cat heels and toes, breaking down the metatarsals, and really putting some tender, loving care into our feet, pushing down on the sand of the beach. Excellent. Now let's widen our stance. Awesome. And let's take a little jiggle here with our new wider stance, right? So just a little bending of the knees, allowing the vertebra to kind of react to that, allowing for this kind of sway sensation to start up again. Notice if you feel different this time in a wider stance, if there's new kinks in your body, or maybe there's just the same kinks, and how can you kind of refocus on that? Awesome. Right now the weight is staying centered. Awesome. Maybe take some head rolls if you can, to the right 4 times. Getting that mobility for the day. And the other side. Making sure we're breathing. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Awesome. Let's take another breath together with a deep plie this time. Carve down into the space, hug yourself. Plie, roll up. We'll do that just a few more times. Deep plie, inhale. Open the arms, curve down like you're hugging. And then eventually you do hug yourself. Plie and roll up. Just so I can show you from the side, we're doing a deep plie. Then we kind of carve the space, hug ourselves, plie again, and roll up. One more time, see how deep you can get that roll up. One vertebrae at a time, arch. Plieing, loosen the head, relax the head. Awesome. Excellent. Let's bring the arms to a diagonal and curve over. We're going to keep the hips centered, so don't allow your hips to move on one direction, but really keep the weight in the center. And we're just doing a gentle, intense stretch. Finding the breath. Inhale, other side. Again, we're keeping the hips centered. Don't allow your body to tweak for you. You're in control. Inhale. Let's do one more with the bent leg. You can turn the right leg out or the left leg out, depending on what you see. And we're going to do another one of those. This time we're going to look outwards towards our hand. We're going to shift the leg back in. Stay in that deep stretch. Breathe. Awesome. Turn out the other leg. We're going to reach over. We're going to focus to where the top hand is looking. We're going to breathe here. Awesome. And we're going to bend the knee, sorry. Keep the knee bent. Then we're going to straighten it, keep that deep stretch. Inhale, exhale. Amazing. Whoa, that was kind of intense. So now, what we're going to do here is just gentle lunges from right to left, but you can add your own arms in this space. So just take the time to really find good alignment for yourself. Knees over the toes, pelvis back, head forward. The wider the stance, the deeper you can go, so just find that range of motion for yourself. Hi, Iraq. And we're going to do that a few times just to get the quads engaged. And like I said, take this opportunity to be creative with your movement and maybe play with some arm choreography, whether that means leading from the shoulders or if that means leading from the elbows with our movement, or even the wrists, or all of the above, the fingertips. We're still breathing here. Keeping the hips forward, but if you want to twist the upper body, you're more than welcome to. If you want to add a little bit of upper body and flow to it, you can. But really what we're doing here is warming up our hamstrings, our butts, our calves. And while you're here for the last few, let's just spend this time trying to paint a picture for ourselves. What does that mean for you? You could spell your name out with 2 arms. You could draw what your backyard looks like. You can draw maybe some of the shapes that you see in front of you in the room. But just really paint a clear picture for yourself. And set set up in your mind a clear task, one clear task. And when you complete that task, find yourself with turned out legs. And we'll all meet here. Awesome. We're gonna go a little bit more into our booties, into our butt workouts. Try to make a little bit more of that heart pumping. So what we'll do here is inhale as we plie, and exhale as we rise. Just as we talked about earlier, we're imagining that we're traveling through all 7 of our chakras. Put the weight in your feet spread out. Like the weight shouldn't be in the heels, shouldn't be in the toes, should be equally, it should be equidistant, pressing equally. You'll find that it helps if you really focus on that. You'll find that there's space in your hip flexors that you can create so that you can go down a little bit smoother. But whatever your range of motion is, we'll do 8 of these. We're traveling down our heart center. We're traveling through our head chakra, mouth, chest, heart, abdominal, pelvis area, into our bottom. Forward, we're inhaling and exhaling. If you're sweating today, it's okay, because so am I. Equal energy in our feet, the whole foot. Inhale. And push away, exhale. We're pushing away, we're standing tall, we're floating. 6. Feel the energy in between our legs, traveling upwards into our heads. 7, 8, awesome. If you can, maybe bring your feet in a little bit. We're gonna rise up to a releve, onto our toes, and keep that sense of upward pull as we try to balance for the day. Bring our hands to the heart if you can. If you come down, that's okay, but just shoot back up using the energy that you acquired. Be here for a bit. This will be a focus exercise. So 30 seconds here. Continue breathing, continue releasing any additional tension you have in your shoulders, in your neck, in your hands. The hands are just resting on the chest. We're breathing. Might be feeling a little burn, that's okay. And we'll slowly come back down, slowly pressing down. Excellent. We'll do that whole series one more time with the legs turned in, so we get a different part of our butts now. So these are just like basically typical squats, so we'll do 8 again. But as we come up, instead of just lifting up, we're going to take that extra step and tighten our booties and push the pelvis forward. So it's kind of like a contrast. Let's do this together and breathe. Inhale, and be a little faster. Exhale, squeeze, push forward. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze, push forward. If you want to add any of your own creative arms, please do. Exhale. Plie, 4. Exhale. You might feel the opportunity on the way down that you could come up, or you could come up thinking about pushing both feet together and how it engages your body differently. 6. Really try to engage that butt as soon as you can, right? Here, use the butt, use the feet. 8. Awesome. We'll do the same thing except with the releve. We'll bring ourselves in a parallel position. Pardon me. Breathe, inhale, inhale. Come up to your releve. Keep the shoulders down. Keep the focus strong. Bring the hands to the heart. Release any tension that you think you might have. Ooh. And if you fall, that's okay. Shoot back up. Pushing as far out with the arches of the heels that we can. Staying very still. Focus on one thing in the space for a little calf exercise. We're going to do the same thing, but we're just going to raise 8 times. 1. So there's tension. There's tension on the way up, and there's tension on the way down. Now we're breathing. Inhale. Imagining the string that holds our verticality is getting longer and taut. You can engage the booty if you want, but you don't have to. You can really just focus on the energy of the feet. 6. Starting to feel a little bit of a calf burn, so that's good. 7. 8. This meditation has come out to be a little harder than I anticipated, but that's good. Maybe that's what we needed today. Jiggle out your feet. Maybe take a little jiggle for yourself in general. Maybe take a few jumping jacks if you can, just to say thanks for doing all that hard work. Just little jumps to get our blood pumping more than it already is. Now take this time while we're jumping just to think about one task that you're definitely going to accomplish today. Just one. Pick one. If you want to change to bouncing different feet, please do. And just visualize yourself for the next 30 seconds doing that task. And how excited we are to do that task. Excellent. Good job. I have 2 more things to do before we go into a little dance flow. Hey Mariama, welcome. So just for some stretching and stability, let's take the right knee up and stretch. Just for a few, wiggle the feet as high as you can. Emphasizing standing on that standing leg. Breathing deep, releasing any tension. Now we're going to switch to the back of the ankle. We're going to do a little quad stretch here, making sure that the pelvis is flat, making sure that our knees are touching. If you can, feel free to do 2 or 3 plies. Awesome. When we come back the way we came, and we drop the leg. Ooh, let's do the other side. So we slowly come up. Slowly bring the knee up, standing leg, wiggle the feet, push up as high as we can. Keeping our alignment, don't splay out, don't be overturned. We're keeping our pelvis neutral and narrow. Awesome. Now we're going to take the back of the ankles. If you can, stretch. If you can't, keep in the first position that we were in. Take a few plies. 2. Come back the way we came, and when we're ready, we just drop the leg. Ooh. Great. Now we're here in this kind of like Pinocchio, ragdoll kind of sensation since we dropped the legs, and I just want us to play with this idea for the next 3 or so minutes that we're ragdolls. So we have high positions, like we were talking about with the string and the chakras, high positions that are reaching and we can hang from them. And then we also have these relaxed positions, right? And our body works in a bony kind of mechanical way where there are places that we have options of how we can react to things, right? We can turn out, we can turn in, we can fold over, we can bend forward, we can. Right, but we want to keep this idea as if we were like rag dolls and just find kind of that sensation of being lifted and then not. And how does our body react to that? And it doesn't have to be just our arms, right? It could be our knees, right? It could be our hips. And how does our own body react to these moments of release, right? And then if there's something in particular that interests you, like for example, my elbow falling, how are the different ways I can react, right? I can react back, I can react in, I can react upwards, right? We have a multitude of heightened reactions that we can add. So, just for the next 2 minutes, play a little bit with falling and then picking yourself back up in kind of like a folding kind of way, with joints and bones being our leaders, and the muscles just responding. And take different points in your body to break. Hi, Carlos. And think about kind of what it means for you to break in those ways. What are you succumbing to? What are you powering yourself through? What are your tendencies, right? In your own way, right? We have a rebound. We have neck. We have throwing. We have transferring weight. Just a different way of creating a relationship between ourselves and our bones and our skeletons and our bodies. Right, and if you wanted to go one step further, you can connect some of these broken down movements, right? So, I break, I swing, my swing comes back, it turns me, the hip drops, right? How can we turn this very separate, broken down movement into a sequential flow? So just for the next minute, find your own groove for yourself within your breath. Continue the breath. Get out those last kinks that you might have. And when you're ready, we can all come together again when we feel like we can come back to neutral position. Awesome. So just one all together, two all together, breathing, sweating, making sure that those tension spaces are released. If you need to give yourself one little jaw yankee, jaw pull, please do. All right, inhale together, thank you.